Hey folks, Sega Sonic fan here, and I just wanted to make a very quick video of why it's really important that you buy your reproduction and video game cartridges from a reputable game source. This was originally a Panorama cotton. I took off the label because it was garbage, and I wanted to make my own, until I opened this up and realized how crappy the circuit board is, and how bad it is for your game system. And that's why I wanted to make this video, to warn everyone out there. If you go on eBay or Mercari or similar auction sites, and you can kind of pick these things up, they are I think you can get them on Etsy too. And depending on the person, you can get them for very cheap. And in fact, this cartridge came with the box. And did it come with a manual? No, there's no manual, but it came with a case, shipped from overseas for only $17 total for Panorama cotton. It's like $1,000 game or whatever. So I was like, yeah, count me in. And the box, actually, the print on the box was the main reason I got it, which is actually quite good quality, and I was pretty happy with it. And I did play the game, and it did boot up and everything, so that's nice and all. But I'm going to show you why you got to be real careful and why you probably shouldn't use these at all. So the thing is clipped together, by the way. It's not anything close to what an original case is like, which is a bummer. The case is pretty low quality plastic, and the sticker on the back is also very low quality. It was clearly not a recreated label in Photoshop or anything, but is just a really bad scan of the original cartridge label, and the black is not really a deep black either. Clearly a just terrible sticker, but that's okay, I guess, if the game is okay. By the way, this is a screwdriver, the electric screwdriver I've been making videos about. I have two of them. I love them. They're great. But I have videos where I talk about all the hacks I did to that thing, upgrades and stuff. And got the board out here. And I'm going to put this under the microscope, and we're going to take a little look here. So if we go up, we look. Our first problem is that this chip is the AM29DL323GB-70. And according to the datasheet, which I will show you right here, it says CMOS 3 volt only. You don't have to take my word for it. It's right there. CMOS 3 volt only. This is a 3 volt EEPROM. It's not meant to run on 5 volt systems. Because it's not an EEPROM technically, it's flash memory. Well, that's a problem, folks. The Sega Genesis is a 5 volt system. So, yeah, not good. Whether or not that'll do long-term damage, I'm not sure. But at the very least, I'm kind of surprised if these things didn't break after not too much time. You can see here that they've put some kind of molded plastic stuff to kind of make up for the full board size, which is not the end of the world. It does look really cheap. But what's also very strange is you have a lot of missing components and what appears to be one of the worst circuit board layouts I've ever seen. I don't know if there's any reason for these squiggly lines. Usually that kind of stuff is done for antenna. Maybe they're doing that to try to create a sort of capacitance on the board. Sometimes you can do tricks like that. In any case, it's incredibly janky, and they got rid of parts here that are likely important. In fact, there's almost no capacitors on this board at all, and in fact, you probably need a capacitor here as well. There is this diode, which I can only imagine is used as a voltage drop for the power source for this 3 volt chip, which again, it even says right there 3V. So yeah, that's janky as hell too, because you should have a proper voltage regulator if you're going to do 3 volts. Don't just like sort of drop it. The voltage across this will drop and change according to the current across it. So you will not get like a steady 3 volts going to this by any means. And if that wasn't bad enough, you also have a really crappy soldering job here where the pins are not even close to aligned. In fact, they're so misaligned, you're barely making the cut there. I mean, that is real close. Real close. About as misaligned as you can possibly be with it actually working still. If you look on the back, nothing's any better. It's more of these really terrible squiggly line design. Really have no idea what that's for, other than the possibility of trying to create sort of a ultra janky PCB capacitor. And I don't think that's what it's doing either, because you have ones that are going straight to the output here, which don't need capacitance. Anyway, it's it's super janky in every way. The contacts are super janky as well. And if I remember correctly, the thickness of the PCB itself is not the same thickness that a Genesis uses, and in fact can damage your cartridge connector after repeated uses. I'm going to go ahead and, for thoroughness of this video, I'm going to take out my digital calipers and just take a quick measurement of that thickness so that everyone knows what it is for future reference. And, you know, like, I'm happy that people are making reproduction game cartridges, but wow, when it's this bad, just wow, you're probably doing more harm than good if you didn't make anything at all. And wanted to specifically make this video because, you know, you get what you pay for, and a lot of times people are, you know, enjoying the hobby and buying retro PCBs and remakes and stuff, and they don't know what they're getting. So the actual thickness of the PCB, by the way, is a standard 1.6 millimeter thickness, but if I remember correctly, you can see there 1.6. If I remember correctly, the Genesis cartridges don't actually use 1.6 millimeter PCBs, and I'm sure that partly has to do with them being really old and what was available at the time. So, oh yeah, that wasn't bad enough too. You also have a blob of solder on one of the pins. If we look up over here, there's just a random blob of solder on the pin. Yeah, so really bad. I wouldn't play this on anything other than like a $10 Genesis 2 or something. And even then, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to break my Genesis console. So yeah, folks, when you see stuff that's really affordable and it's a retro thing, you know, you do get what you pay for. Some of the stuff I sell, actually all the stuff I sell, is pretty premium and more expensive than you might expect, and part of it's because I don't do stuff like this. Whew, this is bad. This is real bad. Definitely don't do stuff like this. So yeah, hopefully this video is useful to somebody, and you know, try maybe I'll do some teardowns of some better quality reproduction game cartridges later, so you can see what a quality one looks like. This is Sega Sonic Fan saying Panorama Cotton rules, and feel free to leave any comments. Catch you all later.